I have a question to ask all of you right wingers out there who are super pro ICE, who are cheering on what's going on right now, all the violence that's being committed with all those ICE agents everywhere, rounding people up, and even American citizens just harassing the shit out of them and doing everything that they do, and including the Renee Good shooting and all that. And you still are cheering on this institution because, oh well, at least they're doing something about those illegal immigrants, those nasty criminals that they're going after, when the vast majority of the people that even come here illegally, aka, because all that means, of course, is just people who go from point A to point B, another place on this continent, another place on this planet, without the blessing of the absolute human vermin that are in government. But I have a question for you people that are still just rooting for ICE. Are you rooting for the FBI as much as you're rooting for ICE? I think you know the answer to that question. No, you're not. Are you rooting for the ATF as much as you're rooting for it? No, you're not. Yeah, you're not, right? You're not. You're not doing that, right? No, you're not doing that. Are you rooting for any other three-letter agency as much as you're rooting for them right now? The answer most likely is no, and especially for organizations such as the ATF, because that those organizations routinely routinely engage in things that are blatantly immoral and unconstitutional, that harm people such as yourself, who own guns, who are red-blooded right-wing Americans, patriots and all that kind of stuff. You recognize the issue when it comes to those organizations, and perhaps maybe not even all the time. Maybe you think that they still do certain things that you agree with or whatever, but to a large degree you have the distrust in those organizations. But for some reason now you just 100% you're rooting for these ICE people and all of the wonderful things that they're doing to your neighbors and the people that are around you. So I'm being kind of cynical on purpose, because I think the big thing that you are missing, if you are one of these right-wing people, is simply the fact that this is just another three-letter agency of government that, once they're done doing the things that you think are benefiting you, namely, going after these people that don't have the blessing of government, of course there's certain people that are in those categories that are actual criminals, but by no means do I think that they're a majority. And of course they're going to pretend like they're a majority, like, oh, we're only going after the bad people, right? Or after the criminals, when in reality, not really. No, they're not. I mean, they're going after people that, more often than not haven't actually committed any legitimate crimes, because crossing an imaginary, arbitrary line is not an actual crime. But be that as it may, once they're done doing this thing that you agree that they're doing, or this thing that you find acceptable, once they're done doing that, the power that they've gained, that you've allowed them to get, they're not gonna just let go of that power. They're going to keep that power, and eventually that power that they have will be used against you. And not only that, it will be used to curb more and more of your rights. And it's very unfortunate that this has to be explained to you. I mean, you would think that you would recognize this, that pretty much every 4 years, if the tables turn, all of the powers that were obtained by the other side, which they're both the same side, by the way, those powers, not only do they stay, but then they're used against you once it's their turn in power again. So that's pretty much, it turned from a question to a statement because I already knew the answer. But supporting tyranny when it coincides with your own worldview and when it coincides with your own political beliefs, it's still supporting tyranny. And you would be well served to recognize that the issue isn't people coming in here, even by the masses, even the people that move here, who are just here to make more money or to get their families into a better situation. They're nowhere near as morally reprehensible as the people who actually rule over you, who routinely use the power of the state against you and I and our freedoms. It'd be good for you to recognize that, and it would be good for you to recognize that simple solution of there being no government, there being no welfare state, there being no free handouts, there being no robbing everybody and then paying for stupid stuff like learning centers and all that kind of thing. If you were to get rid of those, what would be the problem at that point? Including the subsidized mass migration too. What would be the issue at that point? They're not gonna if they can't vote, if nobody can vote, including them, to curb their rights and your rights and everybody else's rights, if they can't apply for government welfare, which is just money that's robbed from everybody to pay for free handouts, if there's no subsidized anything, what would be the issue then? Oh, well, that'd be criminals just moving in here, and they would be they'd all be taking all of our jobs. Really? They'd be taking our jobs. Okay. What about all of the jobs that people don't want to do here that are just up for grabs? What about all the jobs that are here at that people don't want to do at, like, say, Home Depot or whatever, or McDonald's? Those are the jobs that you're worried about them taking. It's literally once, if government were to be abolished and people would just be in charge of their own safety and in charge of their own lives and able to keep 100% of their money and not have to pay for stupid welfare programs, all of this would be a non-issue. And the tyranny that government is foisting upon us under the excuse of deporting and fixing the migration issue, the whole thing would go away overnight if we just got rid of welfare and if we just got rid of any sort of coercive government structures whatsoever, what have you. But people still are going to, they're going to keep clinging on to the idea of government. They're going to keep on clinging on to the idea that we still need this massive coercive organization to lord over us because, oh my gosh, insert your favorite issue or insert your favorite boogeyman. And until we learn that that's never the solution, like nothing government ever does is ever the solution. Government is the problem. At the very get-go, from the very get-go, the very core of the issue is the belief in authority, the belief in government. Until we get there, just be prepared to experience more tyranny, more curbing of your rights, and more totalitarianism. under the excuse of, again, insert your favorite boogeyman, whatever that is, mass migration, whatever it could be in the future, right? That's the big lesson that we have to learn. So ask yourself, is it worth it to support a 3-letter agency because you think that they're working for you, when probably deep down in your heart of hearts, you know that they're really not. They're just working for the ruling class, and they're going to turn right back around and use that power against you if it suits them. They're not working for you.